Hello again, it's Randy Elgin, SA Realty Watch Group, here with my friend who we're going to be talking about something really exciting. And well, why don't you just take it away? Tell us, the audience, who you are and what company you're representing, and we'll get into it.
Sounds good, man. Thanks for having me, Randy.
Absolutely.
My name is Jackson Calame. I'm with San Antonio Solar Pros. It's one of my clients, and we do solar in the greater San Antonio area and all the way out to the valley as well.
Okay. And how long has, would you say it's
San Antonio Solar Pros?
San Antonio Solar Pros, how long have they been in existence?
San Antonio Solar Pros has now been in business for 6 years.
6 years.
The owner's name is Oscar Jones. He's actually a Judson High School graduate.
Okay.
And I went to MacArthur High School myself.
Okay.
So we are through and through a local company.
Oh, okay.
Which means
Nice.
a lot to what we do. We're not the biggest company in the world. We're not the smallest company in the world, but we do a great job of taking care of our territory.
So I know quite a bit about the solar and all of that kind of jazz, but there's so many different programs out there, and there's a lot of confusion, even for myself, about, okay, what are these rebates? And, you know, do I have to put money down? And is this really saving me money? And what about these people who are leasing the roofs? And I don't know what to make of it.
There's a lot. There's a lot of confusion and noise.
So can you boil it down? I mean, is there a way
Sure.
to simplify it? And I know there's rebates out there that are going away. So just dumb it down
Everybody's
for
selling.
me, man.
I mean, I don't want to compare it to the car industry, but at the same time, because it's a high price, you know, every car dealer is going to give a different type of deal and have a different whimsical way of trying to sell stuff.
Okay.
There are some very simple points that every consumer should know about. You know, you don't want to lease solar panels. You do want to own them, just like you don't want to lease a house. You know, you don't want to rent a house. You want to own a house. There are advantages to that. One of the most important aspects to be aware of is the warranties change, right? Every company is going to have different warranties.
Okay.
There's 2 warranties. You go to Best Buy
Right.
and you buy a refrigerator, right? And you get a manufacturer's warranty. Well, if you go back to Best Buy to try to get help on that, what are they going to do? They're going to send you to the manufacturer, right? And your experience is that you better have a good relationship there and know what you're doing. Well, with solar panels, you want a manufacturer's warranty and a workmanship warranty, right? Because if your panel goes out on your roof, then the manufacturer is going to send that to you from China or from San Antonio, depending on where your panels come from. And who's going to have to put that on your roof?
I guess
if you don't have a workmanship warranty.
So,
that's correct.
So is a workmanship warranty kind of like I go to Best Buy to buy a refrigerator and they sell an extended warranty with it?
Correct. Exactly.
Okay, so this is the extended warranty for solar panels.
And every company is going to have a different workmanship warranty and what they do, right? I can't control what other companies offer in their workmanship warranty, but that's why I love ours. So CPS requires a 2-year workmanship warranty.
Okay.
That's it. You're buying a 50-year product. There's a little bit of a problem with that, you know, if it's going out in year 3 or 4. We have a 20-year workmanship warranty. It's bumper to bumper. There's no cost on it. Some of you have probably got an alarm system or an internet service provider.
Sure.
And you know, you make the call that my system's down, I got the warranty, and they don't charge you for the system for replacing the cameras, but what do they charge you for? The service, right? You get a $75 service charge or something similar to that. We don't have any fees like that. When you call us, there's no fees on this coming out. It's all covered under the warranty initially. So we really try to go above and beyond to make sure that customers are taken care of, you know, forever, and that way people will hopefully will become the biggest company in San Antonio based on a reputation.
So there's some legal terms that when you go buy something, it should have a service life, and that should be warranted. And I don't remember what the name of it is. It's legalese, okay? But I'm pretty sure that the warranty that says, we'll give you a 12-month warranty on this thing or a 2-year warranty on it, it's extended beyond that. It's the life of the serviceability of it.
Right.
And so if I'm buying a solar panel that has a 50-year lifespan, and you have a 20-year workmanship on it, saying I'm going to install this, if something happens to it, I'm going to take care of it. What about the other, say, 30 years? Is there a way to get compensated for that?
Good question. I mean, I hope I'm here in 50 years, right? That's the goal. Is to make sure that we take care of people.
You're a lot younger than I am.
You got to make sure that the warranty is reasonable, but it's also manageable. It makes sense, for the consumer. So that we're certainly not going to cut anybody off at 21 years, but there's going to be new technologies in the next 20 years.
Oh, sure.
There's going to be all sorts of different. There's going to be hailstorms that factor in and things like that too, and you will be covered through that 20 years. Now, what are we going to do from today, 20 years from now, as far as increasing our benefit to the society? We got to keep up with the times and be competitive.
Well, they're going to find the lithium crystals.
So
they're going to find the lithium crystals.
You're going deeper than I would.
Anyway, okay, so what is the program that you feel fits the common person the most?
The program that fits that's a great question. So the way that we work, as far as giving people their proposals, is based off of their specific usage. Okay. Right. So Kins 5 just came out with an article on solar scams.
Solar scams. Okay.
Right. Door-to-door knockers. There's lots of stuff that happens. Right.
Yeah. Somebody knocked on my door earlier.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's funny.
Just kidding.
There's good, bad, and ugly to it, right? And I'm not saying everything's bad that's out there, but you should be aware that there are people out there who are trying to take advantage of homeowners, right? And so I mention that because you need to pay attention to the reputation of a company. You need to know certain details, like they should be with a CPS registered provider, right? There's different type of panels that should be taken into account as well from. Okay. It's like a phone. I've got a phone that's fairly nice. I don't need the $4,000 phone, but if I buy a $40 phone, I'm going to have a very different experience than a good quality phone that has a good camera. Your solar panels are a major factor in what drives the quality of your system. Okay. Make sense? Yeah. The rebate aspect. Some people will sell you a system without a rebate because they can pocket that money. They can file the rebate themselves through CPS, and you'll never see it. Okay. Right. So you gotta know. We want to educate people about how the rebates work. How the pricing works. What types of systems they're going to have. But if you're using 20,000 kilowatt hours on your house, and Mrs. Smith is only using 10,000 kilowatt hours on her house, then she needs a very different system size than what you need. So we can't just base it off of an average home. It's based on what your exact usage is. I've seen solar companies out there. They will sell as many panels as they can to get on your roof because they get compensated for that. Sure. Right? So they're going to max that out, but that's not going to make you any extra money. It's going to make CPS a lot of money because they'll resell the extra energy that you put out, but you aren't going to see much of that. Right? So the best thing you can do is if your average bill is about $140. Okay. Then you're trying to get just enough solar panels to make sure that you're 100% offset. Okay. That's what the goal is. That way you can make the bill disappear and be eliminated. And if you do, that's one thing people don't think about. If I'm paying $100 on my energy bill every year, that's $1,200 every single year that I have to pay to CPS whether I like it or not. Right. Right? That's $1,200 in the savings long term by going solar that you're missing out on. And every year that we wait and say, maybe the technology will get better, maybe this, maybe I'll do this later. Every month you take the gamble that gets bigger and bigger. So at the end of this year, if I wait on solar, that's another $1,200, bet that I've taken that the price will someday get better. Does that make sense? You don't recoup that. It's rent money. Right. That you've lost. So I just wish more people would be proactive in getting to know what is this all about, how does it work. The rebate's going away. It's almost gone. There's $3,000 in the rebate left. Years ago, it was $30,000 in rebate money. So when my parents went solar, I'm talking a lot, but this is a helpful story. My parents went solar years ago. I didn't know Oscar at the time. I wasn't with San Antonio Solar Pros, and they were one of those who didn't have the best solar experience. Does that mean solar's not great for at all? No, it's about the experience, about who'd you buy the car from, right? Well, they got a massive solar system, and half that solar system is under shade trees. Yep, exactly. Didn't quite think that through. Who knows how they sold it to make that happen. They also got panels that aren't high on the efficiency rating system, and they're not seeing the return. They also had to put a big amount of money down up front in order to get their solar panels. because back in the day, we didn't have the financing capabilities that we have now too. So now you can get solar with zero down, and most people don't know that. Most people, when you're knocking doors, will say, solar is too much money.
Mm-hmm.
They don't realize that, well, wait a second, you're not,
right.
You're swapping a bill. You're, instead of renting, like you're renting your apartment or your home, you're changing that, and now you're paying into a home that you own. You're doing the same thing with solar. You're just swapping a bill, your energy bill with dirty energy, moving to clean energy, and paying for that.
So, as a real estate professional, I've been asked many times, okay, well, I'm going to put solar in my house. Is that going to raise the value of the home? And again,
yes
that's it's a yes and a no. Mm-hmm. There's value there, provided that the system is actually integrated into the house. It's not rented, first off.
Correct.
And two, the system's paid off, so that actually that value there, you are reaping the benefit of not having to pay for the energy anymore.
Absolutely.
Okay? And so a lot of people go, well, I'm only going to be in the house for another 5 years, and it's going to take me 12 years on this loan to pay it off, so that doesn't make any sense.
Good question.
And so it's like, okay, well, yeah, but if you're going to add $10,000 to $15,000 to the value of your home, and the amount of money that you owe on your loan is, let's just say it's exactly that. It's $12,500. Well, the right appraiser can come out, who is green certified.
Amen.
Can go out there and say, yeah, your house is worth more than that exact house over there built in the same week.
I'm going to give you the full answer on that too.
Okay, great.
To give you guys a straight up answer on that. The greatest key to making sure that your solar panels are an asset to your home and a value is right there. It's Randy. You want a great realtor. If I don't believe I can sell a car, if I don't know anything about the ins and outs of a car, guess what? I can't sell a car.
Right.
I need a realtor who knows how to value my home, who knows how to present that to somebody, and who's going to go to bat for me and going to follow up. So I don't just say that because he is a realtor. I'm saying you need the right realtor. And Randy's done an awesome job of always following up with me and staying in touch.
Yeah.
He always stays in contact. And you want somebody that is disciplined enough to find out about these things, because they are important to know. Because when the realtor doesn't know, they can't assess a value. They can't add a value.
Right.
When the appraiser doesn't know, they can't add a value.
Right.
But when they do know and are informed on how valuable that system is, there's a lot of ways you can sell that. Right. Because a lot of the investors that are coming from California, they understand the value of solar as well.
Right.
They see the end game and they say, wow, this house is already prepared for me. They're already into the loan. So now I'm not having to buy the full system myself. I want that house because it's
like
got
a
solar
pool.
on it. Yes. Go ahead, tell me about that. How is it like a pool?
Well, it's like a pool. People go, oh, I want to buy a house with a pool, or I can go buy a house that has a big enough backyard so I can put a pool in.
Absolutely.
And well, how big of a pool do you want?
Right.
How much is it going to cost?
Yep.
You have no idea.
And
I've seen a pool put in that should have been a $40,000 pool. It cost over $80,000 because they had to jackhammer out.
Yeah.
Rock.
Yeah, welcome to
right?
Texas.
Yeah, welcome to Texas. And they're like, yeah, it's just crazy. And it's like, I would buy that house because I don't have to do the work.
Right.
And so, and this is for any upgrade that you're wanting to do. If you're wanting to paint your house in gold leaf, great. If that brings you joy and you've got the money to do it, wonderful. Do not expect to get the money out of it, because somebody's going to melt down all that gold and sell it someday. Okay? The point is, do something to your house that's going to bring you joy and bring you comfort and make it wonderful for you to live there, not just because you think it's going to raise the value.
Right.
In this particular case, solar has a couple different benefits to you there.
Right. The value is there on top of what you just said.
Right. So I want to, as you were talking,
let me go back on that.
I'm
going to take that back. The value has a potential to be there, right? We don't install solar on in a house that has shade on it. We're not gonna, and I say that because people will sell you stuff that you don't necessarily need. Or if you get into a lease agreement with your solar panels, that also could put you upside down. If you get a bad deal, if you pay $20,000 for a car that's worth $10,000, once again, you're going to be upside down.
So that's a new car.
You know.
When you drive it off the lot.
Right. And how much you finance, right? If you finance at the 72-month financing and, you know, and you have an interest rate that's through the roof, then you can really hurt yourself, right? So you want to be careful. Every company has a different ability to offer different, you know, they have different pricing strategies.
Yeah.
Is the pricing strategy built in the best interest of the client, or is it built in the best interest of the salesman? You know, you want to be aware of that. So one thing Randy can do that we encourage people to do is if you're looking at a house with solar, you can call me, you know, and find out who made that agreement, which company did they go with, right?
So I could call you and say, hey, I'm getting ready to sell 123 Main Street, and we don't know anything about the solar.
That's exactly right.
You could do the research.
Absolutely.
Oh.
Yeah, we'll know easily who did it.
I learned something today. Today's a good day. We can just call it quits now. Let me go to the question that I was going to ask you, because I have investment homes, and you were talking about if you're going to put solar on my house and I have a particular capacity of my house, it's just me in the house. But if somebody moves into my house and they have 3 kids, 5 dogs, a chicken, and maybe a cat, and they're doing laundry all the time and cooking, they're going to have a completely different experience in terms of electric bill than I would.
Correct.
So if I already have a solar system on my house that's doing great things for me because it's designed around me, okay, at the 100%, say, if I sell that house and I pay off that loan, now that family's reaping the benefit. So where my bill was $0, now theirs is back up to 100, say.
Good question.
So are they able to retroactively come in and do something, provided that there's space there, or maybe the new technology can handle it? Is that something that could be done as well? Two
great things on that. Number one, they're at least getting the offset of what you've already invested in. Right?
Sure.
So they're saving something. It's just like let's eliminate solar and just look at it from a CPS bill standpoint. If you use more energy, you're going to pay more. You know, bottom line. With solar, it'll have that offset. If you use more energy, then certainly you're going to have to pay CPS for the energy that you borrowed again.
Sure.
They can expand the system. You can expand the system size. You know, and so you can put more panels on the roof. And a lot of people go with ground mounts if they run out of space on the roof. There's a couple ways that can be done. They can be bolted right to the ground. You've probably seen them in like solar farms.
Sure.
You know, and if you want to utilize that space, we built some pretty neat pergolas for people. You know, so that you've got them on the pergola, a carport. Is another way to do that. That way you can leverage the space still and make the most of it, and you know, you've got more panels.
Literally just right there in the front lawn, right there in like the middle of the Dominion.
No HOA?
No. Oh well, I mean,
Dominion might have an issue with that for now.
Maybe.
Maybe in 20 years they'll change that, but.
So, tell me about this zero down. How does that work? I've heard the term bill swap. Explain it.
I mean, one of the goals is to, for some homeowners, is to affect the immediate budget. We want an immediate win, right?
Yeah.
When it comes to my parents, for instance, they're in a much better financial situation. You know, they look at cash options, right? So they don't want to pay on the interest. They want the biggest long-term result, so they're more likely to buy something cash up front, even a car, right? So you do have some advantages by paying up front, but you don't have to. With most people are in a situation where the budget's tight. I don't have $7 more that can be going out of my pocket.
Right.
I need to eliminate bills. I don't want to buy anything else. Solar's perfect for people like that.
Okay.
Now, not everybody can have that exact win, but I would say 90 to 95% of people we work with come out to about that exact same equation, where let's say their average bill is $115. Typically, the 20-year loan, we can get that about $108 to $115. So yeah, you know you're paying for your Netflix. You're no longer paying for Netflix. It's covered right there in that instant savings. Now, I have another form. I won't bother since you guys can't see it, but the CPS it's a regulatory form on energy in Texas. On average, CPS has gone up 5 to 7% every single year for the last 30 years. Right? So if your bill this month is $100, then come next year, you know, if you're on the lower end of that spectrum, we have a 5% increase in rates
Okay.
Now that bill's gone up from 100, you're paying for the exact same thing, but you're going to be paying $105.
Right.
Right? On a fixed rate loan, does your bill go up?
No.
No. That's right. So you'll stay at the $100 mark while all your neighbors that aren't solar will move to the 105 because you're no longer taking the energy from CPS. You're paying for the fixed rate loan. So you're protected against the inflation that's happening every year. And you can look up what's going on with CPS right now. A board member from USAA that's with them has said, we have to increase rates. There's no way we can keep going like this. CEO says, no, we're not going to increase rates, but they don't increase they increase it by adding more fees.
Sure.
You know, most people don't break. Before solar, I never looked at my bill. Didn't need to because there's no other option. Who am I going to go to?
Right.
Why would I look at a bill that I can't change? I just have to pay it and do my best to keep my electric down. But if you look at that bill, there's regulatory adjustment fees.
Mm-hmm.
There's fees for low-income housing to help out with that.
Right.
And there's fees for peak capacity usage as well, meaning you're using energy during the summer when everybody's using energy, and they're charging an excess amount to you because of how much you're using. So CPS charges you more when you're using a lot of energy, okay? All those fees get eliminated when you go solar because you're only paying for what the fees based on what you use from the grid.
Oh.
So every solar energy, every kilowatt hour that you use through solar, they're not charging you any fees on those because that's your energy. But if you're using their energy, you're paying for the energy and you're paying the fees, the regulatory fees associated with energy you use. It's a double whammy.
Okay, so if I put solar on my house,
Yeah.
and let's just say it's just a swap, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Which is $100 for $100.
Mm-hmm.
So my loan now is $100 a month. My bill used to be $100 a month. And so I'm just paying the bill for solar, but there's still CPS. I'm still tied into CPS.
Great question.
So I'm still paying whatever those mandatory fixed fees of whatever is being regulated, correct?
Not correct. Great question. So, the fee, you have two different things here. So, the fees that I'm talking about are based on your usage through the grid.
Okay.
So those can be eliminated in the 100% offset scenario.
Okay.
Okay. You do have to have an account with CPS.
Sure.
So that's going to be about $8.75 as the account, right?
Okay.
We include that when I'm talking about this assessment of 100 and 100 offset.
Mm-hmm.
That $8.75, I want that included. I don't want to tell anybody that, hey, it's going to be $100. You used to pay $100. Oh, but by the way, I got you $8.75. It's to go to CPS. That's not a true offset.
Right.
So when I say it's a bill swap, we're literally going for a bill swap. You're most likely what will happen is you would have been paying $100 to CPS.
Mm-hmm.
You'll be paying about $92 on the loan, and you'll be paying CPS at $8.
Okay, so the loan would
sense?
be yes, I think so.
Okay.
So if the loan is 20 years and it's, let's just say $90,
Mm-hmm.
okay, then if it's 100% offset, $90 to the company to pay for the solar,
Mm-hmm.
and $10 to CPS to take
Correct.
care of those particular fees.
Correct.
And if I happen to use more than the 100% offset and it goes up to $20, then I'm paying $20 to CPS. So I still have that bill, but it's drastically reduced and it's offset. So once that $90 bill has gone, I'm now paying $10 or $20 to CPS, and I'm reaping the benefits of it.
That's exactly right. That's the benefit of 100% offset. So, and as you mentioned, if you decide to start throwing major parties, and
Mm-hmm.
all your friends and have people over, and you start using way more energy than what your solar panels can cover,
Right.
naturally you're going to pay CPS for the additional energy that you're using because you're not able to produce it on your solar panels.
I would take donations as they come in the door.
There you go. Have
No.
the friends, have the friends take care of it. So, and so you're in the same scenario that you're in right now, where you want
Sure.
to make sure you watch your energy usage. For the sake of the planet, for the sake of your budget, you're always going to want to make sure that you're watching your energy usage. You don't have the solar panels don't give you an unlimited, infinite amount of energy by any means, but they do. That's why we look at every case and say, okay, how many solar panels does this family need?
Right.
We're not just going to base it off of now. Are you going to have future kids? Are you going to put in a heated pool?
I'm not going to have any kids.
So, do you have a deep freezer? Are you going to get a new deep freezer?
Right.
We ask all sorts of questions like that because even on these new home builds where the person hasn't been in the house before,
Mm-hmm.
we can very well estimate to a very good degree what their energy usage is going to be based on the kilowatt usage by each appliance. So we have a formula to go through and make sure that we're we're setting the right expectations, with the customer. They're going to be using power tools in the garage. If they're going to get an electric car, and plug that in. Those are all things to consider. But like I said, in the event that somebody has a major change in lifestyle, in the future and needs to upgrade, they can upgrade and put more solar panels on.
As you were talking, I was thinking, okay, so what about the person who, because I deal with a number of investors, and one of the great things that I've seen is people will go out and they'll buy a vanilla home, a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage home, and they'll live in it and they'll make it nice and they'll bring it modernized or whatever, and they'll turn around and they won't sell it, but they'll use it as a rental. So what if they decided, listen, I'm going to be here for 2-3 years, I'm going to put solar on here because I can get this great rebate because I'm a primary homeowner, and then when they convert it over to a lease, they just take that bill with them and automatically pay it, and then the new tenant will pay the CPS bill. Is that correct?
Yeah, the new tenant can pay the CPS bill, and the homeowner that is renting that property out can now charge a premium on the rent. If they want to take care of the CPS bill themselves, they can charge a premium on the rent and have a profit maximize, or a little bit more profit on their home. Especially once it's eliminated. Once that loan bill is gone, you have the opportunity to either, if it's a tough market, you can advertise that home as the electric bill's already paid. Right. Or like I said, you can raise the rates a little bit, and you have more, instead of CPS making the money on it, now you're pocketing that. And as a renter, or as a homeowner that's renting properties, the margins they're amazing. We want to do that. It's a great financial strategy.
Sure.
But if you can add an additional $100, $200, or $300 per month on top of that, I don't know a single property manager that wouldn't be stoked.
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
That's why a lot of people are putting these on their rental properties.
Oh, so they're actually just say, I have this rental property.
Absolutely. Absolutely. A lot of people come to us and they'll bring 3, 4, 5 properties.
Interesting.
To do that with. So. That's their retirement plan. They plan on keeping that property. They're not going to do anything with it. And even if they are, as long as they get set up with the right company, the title can transfer, the loan can transfer, all of that, then you're good to go. Like I said, it's not. And I don't want to scare anybody. There's great solar companies out there. We're certainly not the only ones. But we have made sure that our product is everything that we need it to be. And we do know, we've seen horror stories where I got a realtor buddy who's in a class action lawsuit against this solar company, along with 50 other people, because they left town and they haven't supported him and his system's not working. So unfortunately, he's now left with the fixed rate loan and a CPS bill.
Wow.
So you want to go with a reputable company. You want to go with somebody who's going to be around, who's going to take care of you. And that's all we're looking to do. And we're looking to make sure that, we're happy when we see systems that are done well and people are happy with it. It makes us happy because they're telling their neighbors. The neighbors have been more excited to talk to us.
It's about the service.
Than those who don't have a good experience. Like my parents. My poor parents had the bad experience, with their solar as well. And so what does that do? That creates a little bit of chaos in the market. It creates a little bit of uncertainty.
Sure.
Which makes it hard to help people see the benefits. And so a lot of San Antonio are ignoring how great this process can be because they're worried about being the worst case scenario.
Right.
So, ultimately, the only way we can combat that is continuing to go, customer to customer, having a fantastic experience. So
that's wonderful.
That's how we take it.
The loan, if I put solar on my house and I decide to sell that house, is that loan transferable or does it have to be paid off?
No, it's transferable.
It's transferable.
Yeah.
So that $90 that I've been paying all these times, I can transfer over to the new homeowner.
Absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Is there any qualification system set up on that?
There is, certainly. And it would be interesting to see somebody qualify for buying a home that wouldn't qualify for taking on that loan too, though.
We ought to explore that.
Yeah.
We ought to, let's get together with my lender and let's just kind of play that back and forth.
Sounds
it
good.
could be behind the scenes, but I've never asked that question before because every sale that I've had to deal with that has dealt with solar, it's like, you got to pay that off. You got to pay that off.
Okay.
The buyers are like, no, I'm not taking that loan. You pay that off.
Right. Well, let's look at that. Let's look at, you know, some of the use cases on that. So, you know, Oscar being the owner of the company is somebody who handles those types of situations. Certainly, you know, I don't get into that particular area. I'm more the marketing side.
Okay.
But I think it would be fantastic to figure out and make sure that, you know, whatever it is that we are doing, you know, is the best course of action. We want to make sure that's the case.
Right.
And then also we want to make sure to teach people, you know, how to make that for them too.
So I want to be able to refer you,
Mm-hmm.
and I want to make sure that anybody who's watching this knows that they're going to get great service. So this is what I want to do.
Sure.
One of my followers says, Randy, I want to talk to that guy. I'm going to be, okay, I'm going to send you, follower, a text message to you,
Mm-hmm.
service provider,
Yeah.
basically saying, hello, you guys meet each other, call my friend today. I don't think you would have a problem with calling my friend.
No, of course not.
By the
You know,
end of the day.
That's what we do. You know, we want to call and talk. And the other thing that I want to do in that is keep Randy involved. You know, when we talk to our homeowners, it's important to me to get back to Randy. You know, and let him know that, hey, I've touched base with John. You know, and I want him to make sure that, you know, that you guys are ready to talk to me as well, so that, you know who you're dealing with. And, you know, based on the experience, I want you to be honest and open with Randy about your experience. You know, if,
please.
You know, whatever happens, whether it's good or bad, whether there's feedback or not, I have no ego attached to what I do. I just want to provide the best service possible, and I want my team to do the same.
Thank you.
So we'll be excited.
Appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thank you. My pleasure.
Reach out to me.